Welcome to the training. So excited to come live today and teach you why you are broke and exhausted and how to fix it. So if you don't know me, my name is Heather Colledge, and I have been in online business now for 10 and a half years. I've helped hundreds of health professionals start and grow their businesses with sales systems, structure, marketing strategies to get to the next level, to have more freedom, more flexibility, to be their own boss, to have more time with their family. So if this is you, if your painful, persistent problem is you're tired of working too many hours in the traditional health system and you're really wanting more freedom, you want more flexibility to be with your family, you want to work from anywhere, you want to be your own boss, then that's exactly what I can help you do. I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. So I'm excited to teach you why you're feeling so exhausted and broke and how to fix it. So thank you for joining. Let me know in the comments below where you're from and what type of work you do. So I am sharing this into the group. If you're not in our nurse, coach, and health professional business strategy group on Facebook, make sure that you join that group. Tons of free trainings, like dozens and dozens of incredible trainings teaching you sales, marketing, and systems to help you grow your business. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, my origin story. I'm going to tell you about how I was able to scale to 100K months. And then I'm going to talk to you about why you're still broke and why your business is not where you want it to be. So fear will keep you stuck longer than failure ever will. Read that again. Fear will keep you stuck longer than failure ever will. I cannot tell you how many thousands of health professionals and nurses are still stuck. I message people and it's been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. They're still stuck in the exact same place as they were 4, 5 years ago because they never took action. They never hired a mentor to help them. They never joined our academy to get to where they want to go. And here they are years later, still stuck in fear, still stuck in the same place because they never took the action. Fear will keep you stuck longer than failure ever will. I spent 8 years working as an ICU nurse, knowing that I was living beneath my potential. I knew there was so much more out there for me. I eventually started. I saw people posting on social media. So I started with the Health and Wellness Network marketing company back in May of 2015. I built a massive team. I was with them for 5 years. I was a very highly ranked leader in the company, had a team of 2,000 people in my downline. By 2017, just 2 years in, I knew that I needed to start my own business. Like my mentor, I would call my mentor, tell him what was going on. He would ask me, what are you going to do about it? And I told him, I want to start my own business. He probably thought I was crazy. He didn't think that I would actually do it. But then I finally did it. I put it off for 3 years and I wish that I wouldn't have. And I did that because of fear. So I'm telling you from my experience, do not sit on things. Do not wait because of fear. You will lose time. You will lose money waiting. The longer you wait, the more money, the more time, the more precious memories with your family you were losing because you're waiting because of fear. So stop putting it off because of fear. When you have someone like me who can show you the exact steps on getting exactly where you want to be to solve your exact problems, then why would you wait? It makes absolutely no sense to me. And the only thing is fear. Fear is keeping you stuck. Fear is keeping you playing small. You will never have what you really want and what you really desire in life if you continue to play small and stay stuck in your fear. I personally was stuck in my fear. And this is why I'm telling you not to do this, because I've learned from experience. I was terrified that my own business would not work. I had no idea if people would hire me or what I would even coach on. So I convinced myself I needed more clarity first. I told myself I would start when I had a better plan. I waited for the fear to kind of diminish before I took action. And let me tell you, when I did start, I was still super scared. I was still full of fear. But what changed everything for me is when my dad passed away in September of 2019. That was very sudden, very unexpected. And losing him made me realize how short life really is and how much I would regret if I never started. And I realized that I was like protecting myself from hypothetical failure while guaranteeing that I would stay exactly where I was. I was guaranteeing that I would stay exactly where I was with no changes, with no progress, just by staying comfortable and not taking action. That was my guarantee that I was not going to be moving anywhere. And so people ask me, Heather, does your program, does your coaching have a guarantee? No, but I can guarantee that if you stay where you're at right now, you're going to stay stuck for a long time and not be able to move anywhere. So what's the alternative, right? Like, you're going to lose so much time and money the longer you stay stuck. In January 2020, I hired a business coach to help me transition from health and wellness network marketing into having my own business. The fear was palpable. I was overwhelmed with fear. I was so scared. I was so nervous. I had been building that business for 5 years. It allowed me to walk away from nursing. And here I was wanting to leave that and start something brand new. And I had no idea if it would work. The uncertainty had not disappeared. I did not have all the answers, but I moved forward anyway. I took action. The fear that I spent 3 years avoiding did not destroy me when I finally faced it. And what actually happened was my business exploded out of the gate. I was signing clients left and right. I signed like 8 clients in my very first month, even before I launched publicly. So that fear was all made up. It was all in my mind. And if I could do anything, I would go back in time and start years sooner than I did. I literally kick myself every day for not starting sooner. I stayed frozen in that same mental loop, having the same stupid internal conversations for years, making the same excuses. I left my nursing career 8.5 years ago at this point, and now with my business in the last 6 years, I've earned almost $4 million. None of that would have happened if I kept letting fear make my decisions for me. The only thing about fear is that it might feel productive because your brain is busy, right? Like, you're thinking through scenarios, you're weighing options, you're being responsible, but you're not actually moving. You're staying stuck. You're sitting on something you know you're supposed to do. The fear is not keeping you safe. It is keeping you stuck, period. The version of you that is waiting for certainty is going to be waiting forever, because certainty only comes after you take action. Ready is a decision. It's not a feeling. You have to take action. I started terrified. I started without knowing if it would work. And that's exactly why it worked. So if you are interested in learning more about how to work with me, click this link. It will share more information about our academy and also how to book a call. So once I started, like I said, I built a multi-million-dollar business in 3.5 years of starting my own business. But 10 years ago, I was an ICU nurse, working 12-hour shifts, missing my kids, memories, events. I knew if I didn't change something, I would be stuck for the next 30 years. So I started my business on the side, no business degree, no entrepreneurship background, just a decision and a willingness to figure it out. I learned how to sell. I learned how to market. I learned how to build systems that convert. I heard hundreds, thousands of no's. I made every mistake, but I kept refining my process until I cracked the code. That's when everything changed. I went from $3,000 months as a nurse to $30,000 months, then $50,000, then $100,000, all the way up to $188,000 was our highest gross revenue month. Again, results not typical, but that was my story. That is my story. My business scaled because I stopped treating it like a hobby and I started operating like a CEO. Now my team and I have helped hundreds of health professionals build life-changing businesses in the same way that I have built and scaled to $100,000 months. I teach my clients everything, all of my secrets, all of my tips and tricks, all the things that I'm continuing to learn. I'm always evolving, always learning, always doing more trainings. I'm always in mentorship. So I'm teaching everything that I learned to our clients. So your clinical background is an advantage, but only if you leverage it correctly. Most health professionals bring their clinical mindset into business. They focus on helping and not selling, and then they undercharge. I can't tell you how many clients I've worked with who are charging far too little, and they continue to do it even when I tell them not to. They wait for clients instead of positioning themselves as an authority. This is why they stay stuck at 5K months while working harder than they ever did as an employee. But when you learn to think like a CEO, everything shifts. You build sales systems that close qualified calls. You pre-qualify leads so you only talk to buyers. You raise your prices as your confidence grows. Your clinical training taught you pattern recognition, decision making under pressure, and guiding transformation. And those are $1 million skills that you can apply in your business when you have the right strategies and mentorship to help you learn how to sell, how to market, how to put yourself out there. Because you may be the best coach or the best health professional ever and know a million things, and you've taken all these trainings, all these certifications, and you have this amazing knowledge. But if you don't have the knowledge of how to sell, how to market, how to put yourself out there, all the business side of things, your business will not be successful. This is why it is imperative that you hire a business coach who understands your license, who also has a background as a nurse or a health professional, right? This is the difference between hiring some generic business coach who doesn't understand anything about your license, who can't give you the right referrals to specialized attorneys to make sure that you're staying safe, right? Without the sales process, positioning, and systems, you're just working hard without getting paid what you're worth. You need a proven system that converts leads into high ticket clients. That's what took me from a nurse salary to $100,000 months. You didn't leave clinical work to build another job. You left it to build a business that gives you freedom, impact, and income that matches your expertise. So go ahead and click the link in the chat. We have one spot open for our cohort that is starting this month, and then we are closing it. So if you want to be part of that cohort, book a call. We have one spot left. So I want to talk to you about an article that I just published on Substack. If you're not on Substack, definitely go check it out. Deep Thought Leadership. And I will be sharing an article once a week moving forward on Substack. So go get the Substack app on your phone, check it out, read the content. It is super helpful. Like, this is the next best thing to like reading a book. So let me tell you about the year that I worked 50-hour weeks and just felt exhausted. This is the first year of my coaching business. I started the business, but it grew so fast and I had so many clients, I didn't know what to do. And my mentorship with that coach that I hired in January was like a little quick, fast 3-month thing. And then it was over. And then I was on my own. I didn't know how to scale it from there. I had no idea what to do with all these tons of clients that were coming in. And so what I was doing at that point is I was doing about 20 one-on-one calls per week. And I was exhausted. I was so exhausted by the end of the day. Like, I had nothing left for my kids, nothing left for my family. By 7 o'clock at night, I was dead. I was just done. And so, I just told myself, like, this is just what it'll look like. But my calendar owned me. Like, I was working harder than ever before. The business I thought was going to give me so much freedom. It really wasn't. I had the drive, I had the skill, but what I didn't have was the understanding of how to scale. So I kept doing it. I kept working more, saying yes more. I wasn't charging what I should have. I really should have raised my prices a lot faster. I should have transitioned to group coaching a lot faster, but I was trying to figure it out alone. I should have hired a mentor so much sooner to help me learn how to scale and handle that many clients at one time. So the moment that everything shifted, it didn't come from another certification. It didn't come from necessarily a strategy tweak or Instagram hack, but it happened when I stopped trying to do everything myself. I invested in a business mentor to help me so that I wouldn't have to try to flounder around trying to figure things out on my own. And, that mentor helped me learn and see, okay, you've got to hire an assistant. So I got an assistant onboarded. I started having a graphic designer do things for me. And over time, over the years, at this point, I've invested over $220,000 in business mentorship to learn how to build a solid company and be the CEO that I need to be in order to reach financial freedom and time freedom, to free up so much of my time and energy so that I was not, and I'm still not, doing 20 one-on-one calls per week. So at this point, I do probably about 8 calls a week, and that is much better than 20. And some's less than that. Some weeks it's only 3 or 4. And so when you're able to scale, it is phenomenal when you have the right mentor. The gap between 5K months and real financial freedom is not effort. It's identity, it is systems, it is positioning, it is leadership. This is why most coaches stay stuck even when they're talented. So if you are growing your business, whether it's a coaching business, whether you have an IV hydration business, a med spa, whatever it is, I can't tell you how many like NPs I've talked to that have their own clinics and they're doing everything themselves. They would free up so much of their time and energy if they just hire people to help them. They'd be able to grow their income so much faster. And same thing with coaches, running coaching businesses. So this is called trading time for money. And this is not freedom. This is a job. This is not a business. So if you are waiting for clients to be convinced, if you're over explaining your value, if you are discounting instead of positioning, if you're saying yes to everything because your income feels fragile, this is why you need business mentorship. Many nurses and health professionals and coaches avoid investing in high-level business mentorship because they feel that playing small protects them from risk, but it doesn't. Playing small does not make you safer. Your limiting beliefs are keeping you safe. They're not keeping you safe. They're keeping you stuck in a model that cannot grow. It cannot, like, it is keeping you trapped in a job that you've created for yourself that won't allow you to expand or scale to higher cash months. If what you're doing right now feels difficult, then how are you going to scale it and hold more clients, right? You've got to create wherever you're at to feel easy so that you can grow in your capacity and be able to hold more. If you are stuck feeling exhausted and doing too many one-on-one calls, then you're not going to have the capacity to bring in more clients. If you are undercharging, you are exhausting yourself, not having time with your family, then you need to make sure that you're transitioning into group coaching, charging higher prices so that you still have time for your family and you're not exhausting yourself by the end of the day. This means that, you know, leaders who are clearly positioned, you've got to have a business with systems that work. You've got to have certainty. You've got to be the obvious choice for your clients. And you've got to learn how to make that come across in your marketing, in your messaging. The real reason that traction feels hard is like the problem is not your niche. It's not your offer. It's not that you're bad at sales. It's that you're operating like a solopreneur when your business actually needs a CEO. So it's time to put aside the hobby business, put on your CEO hat, hire a business mentor who can help you scale. This looks like making sure that you have systems set up in place to allow you to scale and grow to higher cash months. If you don't know how to do that, you're going to stay stuck doing 20 one-on-one calls a week, feeling exhausted, not having time with your family. This is why it's so important to step into high-level business mentorship. It's who do I need to become to lead a business that actually creates freedom? Scaling is not about doing more. It's about leading differently. And you can scale and make more money while working less. A lot of new entrepreneurs think that, oh, I've got to work harder. I've got to do X, Y, Z in order to bring in more money in my company. And it's simply not true. You have to put systems in place so that you can not work as hard, so that you can free up your time and your energy to be able to charge higher, to have the ideal clients come in, right? And once you make that shift, everything gets simpler. So definitely go and check out my Substack article. I'll go ahead and put a link in the chat. And that'll be awesome for you to read that. And then come to my inbox, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, send me the word Academy for any questions you have around our Elite Nurse to Coach Academy. I've been building this now for 6 years. I have helped hundreds of health professionals start and grow their businesses for more freedom all across the board. You do not have to be a nurse to be in the academy. You do not have to be a coach to be in the academy. I've worked with NPs building med spas. I have worked with massage therapists, dietitians, nutritionists, physician assistants, like you name it. Like I've worked with pretty well everyone. So any type of business that you are wanting to scale with systems, with marketing, that is my specialty. And I would absolutely love to help you crush it in 2026 and be able to step into your CEO year. So can't wait to hear from you. I hope this was helpful, and we will talk to you later. I do have another video coming. Stay tuned. This is Tuesday. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, I am doing a live interview with our client, Jacqueline. So she is an NP leadership and mastery coach. So she's going to be sharing about her program and also about her success in our Elite Nurse to Coach Academy. So I can't wait to see you there. Hope you have a great week. Take care.